Hello, everyone. My name is Julie, and I am one of Christian Assembly's Kingdom Partners. And for today's Daily Touch Point, we are in the book of Genesis, chapter 24. I encourage you to read the entire chapter. I want to talk about something that, as I read it, that's really stuck out to me. And the story is that Abraham has sent his servant to find a wife for his son Isaac after his wife Sarah had died. And so Abraham, they're grieving the loss of their wife and mother, and the servant has gone to try to find a wife for Isaac. And I think the piece that sticks out to me the most is about the servant as he's traveling, is he's praying, and how, as he's praying, the ways that God answers his prayers in ways that feel like really remarkable, ways that I wish, sometimes every prayer could have answers that just come in a way that remind you of the ways that God is ordering your steps, the ways that God is with you. And I think it's important to have these moments where there are answers to prayers like that, where this servant is praying for a wife, and Rebecca comes to serve him water and to give water to the camels, and all of these things that he had prayed for, he's seeing in this woman, the first person, who he encounters at the well. And there have been times in my life where I've prayed not for a specific thing exactly like that, but I remember with Living Room, so I helped to run hospices in Kenya, and we were getting ready to look for land for a second site and praying that God would just guide our steps. And so our boards had met, and we decided let's begin to look for land. And the very same day, a lady called me who I'd never met before. Her name was Kate, and she called to say that her mother-in-law had just died and that she had furniture that she wanted to donate to the hospice. And so I went to visit Kate a couple days later with a couple of the leaders of Living Room. And as we entered this piece of land where Kate's mother-in-law had lived and now had passed away, we entered into this space that felt so sacred. And I just felt like, God, I know this is not ours, but could it be? And within 2 weeks, we were actually able to purchase that land. And it's the land where now our second hospice, the Eldred Hospital, is now present and is serving patients. And every time there's, challenges where I can't figure out how to get through them, I just remember the ways that God has provided in even giving us that land. And I think about for this man who was praying and for the ways that God provided Isaac a wife. I'm grateful that there are times where God does answer prayers like that. But then I also think that it's important to hold on to maybe the thousands and thousands of other times where that isn't how God chooses to answer our prayers. So I think we take delight and we appreciate and we value when God does do these things that just feel so miraculous. And then we also learn to trust God when that's not how he leads in the story. So today, wherever you are and whatever you're processing, I encourage you, as I also really for myself want to grow in prayer, grow in asking God to do the things that feel impossible, the things that feel like we cannot do this without your leading and guidance, which is really everything. But there are moments where we feel it in stronger ways, and may God's Spirit guide us. May we have moments where God does show up in ways that just blow us away. And then also, will we be faithful in the other times where that's not how he answers our prayers? But either way, may we just grow in trust and believing that God is with us, that God cares, that God hears, that God sees and knows, and he's ultimately leading us and will guide us. So be encouraged, friends.